RV camping across the United States. All the years I've been RVing, I've been to a lot of different places, a lot of different campgrounds, RV parks, private clubs, uh, boondocking out in the desert. There's just so many layers to RVing. So in this course here, I'm going to cover quite a bit of that. So what do you say? Let's get busy. RVing's everywhere. One of the most popular ones, especially in the wintertime down where I'm at around Quartzsite, camping in the desert. There is millions of acres available from the Bureau of Land Management, BLM, to camp for free. They call it dispersed camping. Some have permits and fees, but most is free. It has a 14-day limit. There are also long-term sites that you pay a fee and whatnot. But once again, go to BLM, Bureau of Land Management.gov. Under this Visit tab, you go to Camping, and you can search by state and by area. Another popular one, national parks. Now, national parks, they get booked way in advance now. It's very hard to get into one. So you really want to search this, try to book ahead. I think you can book ahead almost up to a year. But find a national park you want to get to, whether it's locally or cross country. And mainly the big ones like Yellowstone, Zion National Park, the ones that have a lot of campgrounds, they get filled up in a hurry. But it's great RVing. State campgrounds over here on RVcamping.org. Be sure you check out each and every state. Locally, or if you're traveling, they all have state campgrounds that provide great RVing. Then don't forget about county and local RV campgrounds, or just mainly campgrounds or RV friendly campgrounds. They're in every county, around every town, clear across this United States. So make sure you check it out. Here's campspot.com. They list quite a few of them right in here. Then last but not least, how about camping on the beach? There's nothing like pulling your RV up and having a waterfront view. So you can search those out too. Okay, moving on. Clubs, organizations, and insurance. There's quite a few out there. There's Good Sam, KOA, Passport America, and Thousand Trails that I know of. There's some other smaller ones. Anyway, we'll do a little bit of a run through of what I know about them. Let's do it. Okay, first thing, there's four that I know of. Passport America is one of them. I was never a member of Passport America, but almost all these clubs, they have RV park discounts and campground discounts. They have apps, they have maps, and all their websites are really pretty well done. So when you join them, you have access to all this. Like this one on Passport America says save up to 50%, but there are limitations. A lot of campgrounds will say, well, we don't honor it only on certain days of the week and whatnot. Normally they're slower days. Like you get over here to Thousand Trails. Here's Thousand Trails. Now these guys, they go by zones. This is a high-priced one. You can see they got 5 zones, 190 plus RV resorts. And they are resorts. They got some in some really nice areas, and they're kind of exclusive. And I've actually, through my YouTube, filmed a couple of them. But you can see they're mostly on the West Coast, up here in the Northeast, and definitely down like in Florida, Texas, and a whole bunch of them in Arizona. But these memberships can run into thousands and thousands of dollars, and they also hold value. They're tradable, and other people buy them. So you can see the different states and whatnot. But this is Thousand Trails. Check it out for yourself, for your own personal, where you're at in your regions and all that. It might fit the way you travel. So there's Thousand Trails. Then you got good old KOA, Campgrounds of America. These guys are their own real deal. Almost all of them have swimming pools. They have cabins, RV sites. I've stayed at quite a few KOAs. I've never belonged to their club because I don't stay there enough. They only offer you like a 10% discount. And if you don't use it enough, then it's not. But you can see they have RV sites, lodging, tent sites. They're geared for kids. They all got playgrounds and big families. So say like you want to meet a bunch of family members. Some don't have an RV. They could rent a cabin. You could pull in your RV, and there you go. But they are nice, and they are pricey. They're not cheap to stay at. And then the big boy in town, that's a good old Good Sam membership. Now, Good Sam, let's see what they get now. I'll hit the join now. $29 a year, about 30. It's not bad. I used to belong to Good Sam. This is the only club that I ever really belonged to. Get back to their homepage. These guys, they got a massive database with all the RV parks clear across the country. You'll get roughly 10% savings at most of the RV parks. They have different little discounts. Like here, it's 10%. 2,100 Good Sam parks. Different coupons, propane discounts, dump services, and all that. Also, what these guys have, too, is insurance. And they are connected with Camping World. But they have their own insurance and roadside assistance. And that's what I had with them, was their roadside assistance. And it didn't work out very well. And I'll tell you why. Basically, what it was is I was stuck in Idaho, and when I called their 800 number, I was dealing with someone on a call center in Florida. So basically, they would look in a book and send somebody out a tow truck from over 100 miles away, and you sat there for hours waiting for help. And that wasn't the best one to use. So, but I kind of gave it up after that. I'm really not going to knock them. If this is something that you're interested in, definitely check out Good Sam. Okay, here's what I have. I had the AAA, and I carry this all the time. I do have the RV one, and it's a little over $100 a year. And they do have roadside assistance. What you will get is a local, more of a localized towing service. So if you have a flat tire, especially in a big rig or on a trailer, there's nothing worse than having a flat or a blowout along a freeway. And AAA, to me, has always been the best. So I highly recommend AAA to join them. And make sure you can have the regular auto one, but make sure your RV's covered too. And I think mine is a little over $100 a year, and it's well worth having AAA. And also they have insurance as well. And they've been around forever. So that's the one I recommend. Okay. Also check your insurance on your RV. A lot of insurance policies already have built-in roadside assistance. So you might not even need roadside assistance from like Good Sam or all them other guys. But definitely check out your auto insurance, your RV insurance. Another thing about insurance on motorhomes and whatnot, it's almost like a homeowner's policy. And they actually have a full-time RVer coverage built into that. You pay extra for it, but definitely check out your insurances too. There's Geico, Progressive. If you have an older RV that even gets in, I think it's called Foremost is that company name. So anyway, check it all out. Just make sure you have roadside assistance, especially in a big rig. You're going to need it. All right, moving on. Another very popular question I get. Hey, Russ, what maps and apps do I use when I travel? And it's pretty simple. I only use 3. I'll show you right now. First one to be weather app. I use actually AccuWeather. And there's Weather Channel, WeatherBug, and Weather Underground. They're all good. I've all used them in the past. For whatever reason, I chose AccuWeather. You get the radar. And that's critical when you're traveling. You kind of need to know, especially if you're heading out towards the east or in the central part of the U.S. when the thunderstorms hit. You want to keep your eye on that radar. So it's good information there. Second one I use Gas Buddy for fuel prices. Now, here's one thing I will tell you about Gas Buddy. You got to be a little careful because some of the cheapest gas is in these stations that are in the center of town, and you're driving a big rig, 30, 40 feet long, pulling a trailer, you're 50, 60 feet long. And some of those gas stations are almost impossible to get a big rig into. So the cheapest isn't always the best with Gas Buddy. Kind of double check it with Google Maps or something to make sure you got good access before you go chasing down that extra 3 cents a gallon savings. All right. And then the number one right here, Google Maps. You know, I'm sold on this thing. It's pretty much everything. The search with Google and Google Maps, you can type in any kind of search in any area. You can search out campgrounds, RV parks, national parks, state parks, local parks. You can get satellite views. You can zoom in right in on a street, a town. You name it, it's there. And the Google search, along with their mapping system, you just can't beat it. And it's good on the mobile phone too. And you can get directions and all that. So Google Maps, AccuWeather, and Gas Buddy. Those are the 3 apps I've been using for a very long time and very happy. Now, I know personal preferences. I mean, there's 1,000 other apps out there that you can use for travel. They're all good, I'm sure, but this is what I use. Okay, moving on. RVing across the United States, I've done extensively, but I also plan almost every single morning, or even in the evening when I'm sitting around at night after I reach my destination. I bring up Google Maps and I map myself a route for the following day. And I'll try to look for historic places and whatnot. Anyway, this is how I do it right here. Okay, every morning when before I hit the road, I map myself out on Google. No matter if I'm going 10 miles, 100 miles, 500 miles. Because I want to make sure I can find and see anything historic. I always like looking for the historic places, national parks, anything I can find along the way. So say like I'm right here in St. George. We're in St. George, Utah. And I want to head over here here's Zion National Park. Look at that right here, Zion National. So one thing I'm going to look for, click on Zion. It's going to give me the website link right here, over here in Google. Then I see a couple small towns here, Springdale. There's Mount Carmel Junction, all that. Okay, well, say like I already know I can't stay at Zion. I'm going to look for an RV park. So let me click off this. I'm going to go RV parks. Zoom in a little bit. Look at that. Zion River RV Resort Park and Campground. That's off the property, so it's probably available. There's another one, a couple more near St. George. There's also East Zion, and up here's a couple. So I know for a fact that I have RV parks I can stay at. I can also type in a search, campground. See what pops. Look at this. Now, campgrounds are a different search than RV parks. Now we have campgrounds that are right in Zion. Low-key campground with water access. They got different sites. So look at this. We have more places to stay besides RV parks. Now we have campgrounds. And this is kind of the basic way I map myself out, no matter where I'm going. Over here's Bryce Canyon. There's another national park up in here. So I'm always constantly using Google Maps. I can also type in historic sites and see what pops. Look at that. Grafton Ghost Town. Historic, and so all of a sudden now here's all these monuments, historic sites. The more you zoom in, the more they'll bring up. But if there's minor ones, you can do another search. But there you go, historic sites, monuments, national parks. We can also go state parks, see what pops up. There's your state parks, Quail Creek State Park, Sand Hollow State Park, another state park down here. So once again, this is how you use Google Maps. Search out campgrounds, RV parks, state parks, historic sites. That's how I do it. Okay, moving on. There's a way I map myself out. Google Maps, I look for RV parks, campgrounds, national parks, state parks, county parks. You just use that search, and Google is one of the most powerful ways to search all this stuff. I highly recommend it, and that's the way you get on the road. More free camping. You know, there's other government agencies that handle free camping on government land. U.S. Forest Service, Corps of Engineers, and other ones. Let's check it out. All right, over here is a U.S. Forest Service website. Now, these guys also handle a large area that has camping on it. Not all of it's free either. Some of it's fee-based. And you're going to say, well, how do I know? Well, we'll find out. But anyway, U.S. Forest Service, you'll see a lot of their signs in different areas, and they handle a lot of it's around the waterways and stuff, but it's absolutely beautiful land to camp on. I've done it many times myself. Basically, what you do is you go over to this site. It's called recreation.gov. And what these guys do, they kind of manage it all. And this is also the site where you'll make reservations. You can make reservations through recreation.gov, sorry. And I signed up for it. I have an account and all that. And they cover camping, day use, hiking. And you can see intertwined in this website here is BLM, Bureau of Reclamation, all different kinds of, here's the National Park Service, U.S. Fish and Game and Wildlife. They also handle some camping too. Corps Engineers and Forest Service. So you'll find in here, and you can visit each website under this recreation.gov too. So check this site out. Once again, there is more free camping all over the place. And finally, there's also private websites like this one that they'll tell you about state camping. There's a lot of state land, like in Arizona, there's a Arizona trust land that you can camp. It's not free. You buy a permit. You can do it 14 days for like 15 or 20 bucks. And they have lands dedicated to all that around. So there's plenty of private websites you can check. My suggestion to you, if you're in a area, in a state, say like Michigan, just type in free state camping in Michigan for a search and see what comes up, and you'll find something. All right, more free camping. Moving on. Well, there's a look at different ways to free camp. BLM, Fish and Game, Forest Service, all them guys, they all handle different places around with free camping. That recreation.gov, that's the go-to website, or blm.gov. Those two will get you pretty much anywhere you want to go when it comes to camping. Just remember, it's not always free. There is fee-based, but that's also helps them to keep it going for others. And the fees are very minimal. I think that last time on U.S. Forest with my senior discount, $8, $6, something like that. It wasn't bad, so I don't mind that. All right, next video. Wintertime camping, RVing. What are you going to do? Well, you're going to head south. Most of us do. I'm right here in the middle of Arizona, right in the heart of snowbird country. Yuma, Quartzsite, Phoenix, all that. But it also is all over the country along the southern belt. Let's take a look. In the wintertime, most of the campgrounds, RV parks, everything in all the upper U.S. region, they close. Now, some of the ski resorts will stay open, and you can attempt to camp there, but boy, that's miserable. So what does everyone do? They head south. They come on down. I am right here located. Let me show you here. Right here in Quartzsite. In Quartzsite, there is all kinds of BLM camping, free camping, Lake Havasu area. This is my neck of the world right here. Phoenix is real popular. But also, besides that, entire Southern California is loaded with snowbirds from anywhere from Palm Springs to Indio, San Diego, way down here in El Centro, Yuma, all those areas. And then you go in over here, Tucson, plus southern New Mexico. It's warm enough. People will flock there in their RVs. All across southern Texas, San Antonio, Houston, clear across the Gulf Coast. Galveston, if you Google Galveston, that is a huge wintertime RV escape right there in Galveston. And that is one neat town. That's one town I haven't been to yet. And clear across Louisiana and then Florida, that's it. Besides Arizona, Florida is probably the number one escape in the wintertime for RVers. If you go up here, here's a Good Sam snowbird destination. They show all these states. They included Oklahoma. I don't think so. But that's Good Sam. But most of these southern states right here, that'd be right on the southern end. Alabama would be one. Even Georgia, but Florida for sure. Then KOA, they're even showing where you can camp in the winter if you want to get up around ski lodges and whatnot. So there is a huge chunk of the country where you can escape the harsh, cold winter. And you got to realize, too, even though it's warm, it's not that warm. Like Arizona, a lot of parts of it still get snow. Even in the desert, you can get down to freezing. But it's still better than being way up north where it's 20 below zero with a big old wind blowing. Anyway, come on down. Enjoy. That's a great part of RVing. Come on down and enjoy the warmth. Okay, moving on. Staying overnight at a rest area in an RV. Can you do it? And what about truck stops? Let's find out. Camping in rest areas. Yes, you can. Like in Arizona, I can only base that. This is where I'm from. But in Arizona, yes, you can pull in there and you can sleep in your RV. They just don't want you camping by pulling out the lawn chairs, firing up the barbecue, and, spending a day or three. But you can easily spend the night in a rest area legally in your RV, get some good rest, and keep on going. A lot of the Arizona rest areas along the interstate actually have water access and sewer dumps, so you can empty your holding tanks. Truck stops. Most truck stops I know, that they're also called travel plazas. And some of them you can ask permission, but almost all of them you always see an RV parked there, especially the bigger rigs. So you can easily pull in a truck stop, spend the night, same as a rest area. You're going to buy your diesel there probably get some food. So they appreciate the business too. But as long as you're not parking out of lanes, blocking traffic, blocking trucks from getting in and out, no one's going to say anything. I know I stayed at One Love's one night, and they actually had a security guard going around, and I talked to him. He goes, no problem. You're parked fine. Get some rest, and then keep on going. So it was no problem at that Love's, and probably most of these truck plazas same way. So definitely the question, can you stay at rest areas and truck stops? Yes. Over the years, I've stayed at many, many rest stops. They're kind of noisy. You got big trucks in there rattling and car doors slamming. But it's legal and safe. So if you're tired on the road, use the rest areas. Okay, moving on. Camping on private property, organizations that offer RV sites. There's other ways to RV too, and let's check it out. RVing, camping on private property, organizations. Isn't that a beautiful picture? Rediscover Arizona, camping everywhere. Almost every state will offer websites that you can look at for camping. Okay, let's get on with it. I am a member, have been for years, of the Elks Lodge, Order of the Elks. Now, the Elks Lodges, they have over 1,000 lodges with RV facilities. Plus, even if their lodge in that area doesn't have a RV hookup, chances are you can spend the night in the parking lot if you're stuck. So the Elks Lodge, I highly recommend. It costs roughly about $150 a year to be a member, but it is well worth it. Almost every town. Let's do this. We'll just do Elks. This is just right around me right here. Look at that. I'm down here in Quartzsite. There's several lodges. Almost all these got RV parking. You can just go to any town. Look at this, Santa Maria. We'll search for Elks. Bingo. Look. And I've stayed in this town. They got big ones. You can actually camp along the coast, right on the coast. This Elks Lodge right here on the coast is pretty exclusive. I mean, you have beachfront camping on an Elks Lodge. A lot of these guys, they'll take reservations too, and it's reasonable. It's nothing compared to an RV park on the coast. And actually, what was it, 2016, I traveled from San Diego all the way up to Anacortes, Washington, and I stayed at Elks Lodges all the way up and down the coast. And that was a goal that year. There's actually a whole playlist on RVerTV about that, so check it out. Okay, another organization, Moose Lodge. Guess what? The Moose Lodges offer RV and camping across America. I am not a member yet. I'm going to join these guys. I highly believe in these because it's safe, they're private, very affordable. Normally it's for a donation. Like at Elks Lodge, you're $15-20 maybe. I'm sure the Moose is probably about the same, but they offer campgrounds and RV hookups across the country. Like over here, here's their, I typed in Phoenix for example, 150 miles. There's 4 Moose Lodges that offer RV and camping right around Phoenix. You can't beat that. Okay, honorable mentions. There is companies like Harvest Host. You pay a membership fee. I think it's right around $100 a year. I've done that a couple times. Personally, I didn't care for it. You can stay at wineries, breweries, farms, and all that. But part of their deal with the host, where you're going to stay, is the camper is going to buy something out of their gift shop. Like you're going to buy a bottle of wine, some beer, honey. I stayed at a couple of them. I was buying their products, but I just didn't feel comfortable staying in somebody's driveway. I really didn't. It was just different. And that was just probably me. There's another one, they call themselves, Boondockers Welcome. And once again, you have to pay them. You got to pay them to get on their list. They do check your RV, too. You need a real RV. You just can't be running around in a car in a tent using these guys. You got to have facilities, bathrooms, showers, all that. No generators. There's a lot of restriction. Dogs. A lot of them won't accept pets. But this Boondocker Welcome, I mean, you're going to stay in somebody's driveway, basically. And for $50 a year, I think, is their membership. Anyway, I really don't care for those personally. Some people do. I'm not going to knock them. But if you're looking for a private type property, I highly recommend the Elks or the Moose Lodges. Check them out. All right, moving on. Free camping at casinos. I've done it many, many times, and you can get in some really nice areas right in the casino parking lot. Also, some casinos even have RV parks. Come on, let's check it out. Camping in casinos. I've done this a few times, and it's worked out really well for me. Most of it's free. Some even have RV parks. You can either park in their parking lot like a boondock, or you can camp right in their RV parks. Some are really, really high-end RV parks. Vegas is full of them, so's most of Nevada, almost all, but surprisingly, California, where you can't park anywhere, all their casinos, you can just camp in them right in the parking lot. Mainly what you need to do, you have to go and register. You tell them you're out there, you give them your license plate number. Because security runs around all the time, you do need a contained rig. You do need to have water, bathroom facilities, and all that in your RV. Now, I did camp twice in a conversion. I did it once in my cargo trailer conversion and also my van. As long as you got your own facilities, that's good. Check out this website. It shows you different states where a lot of casinos are. Look at that, 60 down here, 18.5. They're just all over the place. Some states don't have them because they don't allow gambling. But it's a good little access, good little resource. Check it out, free casino parking. Here's another website, 10 where you can stay. Lakeside Casino RV Park, Nevada. Look at that, Plush RV Park. Mills Casino Hotel in Oregon. There you go, right on the water. Look at that. Washington State, Illinois. Huh? There's Pachanga. I stayed at Pachanga. This one right here. In the cargo trailer. Gold Ranch, Nevada. So on and on. Just research it. Well, just one more way for free camping. Not bad, huh? Casino camping. Go figure. All right, moving on. Stealth camping. Camping undercover. Staying in a Walmart parking lot. Maybe on a city street undetected. Are you into that? Let's find out. Stealth camping and camping at Walmarts. I've tried the Walmart. I've tried staying at a Walmart before, and it's not very RV friendly. I mean, yes, you can park at a bunch of them. A lot of them you can't anymore. They're banning it. And it's really not Walmart banning it. It's mainly the communities, the towns that the Walmarts are located. They have a public ban on any street camping or camping anywhere. You cannot do it anymore. So it's something you really got to look at. There's all kinds of websites that will give you maps and, you know, wherever you can't. Normally, if you see a bunch of RVs at a Walmart, you can pull in there for the night. Just don't set up your lawn chairs and bring out the barbecue anymore. Them days are long gone. And that was the problem. People were staying too long in the Walmart parking lots. So once again, just look. If there's RVs there, if there's signs posted, no overnight parking, then don't do it. Otherwise, you're going to have a cop beating on your door at 2 a.m. telling you to get the heck out of there. Stealth camping, here you go. This is almost like a game. A lot of van people do it. I've done it a couple times where you actually just pull up, park on a city street, and crawl in the back and go to bed. What you don't want to be is conspicuous. You just don't want to pull up there early in the day and have your vehicle spotted there for a day or two. You got to show up late, leave early. There's a lot of tricks to it, to stealth camping. Personally, I don't care to do it. But there's dozens and dozens of websites on this. And it's kind of fun. It's fun to watch the younger people do it too. So anyway, Walmarts and stealth camping, it's definitely, you can do it. Plus, stealth camping also relates to camping on public grounds where no camping is allowed. You pitch a tent and then you leave. So there's all different kinds of descriptions for it. Stealth camping, I mean, it's kind of a game to a lot of the younger people. Some people have to. They have nowhere else to go. Big cities, it's all over the place. So just be very, very careful. Be very, very safe if you're going to attempt something like that. Okay, moving on. A big question I always get is what kind of supplies I carry. Where do I get them for the RV? Well, let's check it out. RV storage and supplies. This is a big item here. It's really up to what you personally want to take with you. For me, I have a 6-month purge rule. Twice a year, I get in my RV, whether it's a motorhome or the van, and I purge. If I haven't touched an item in 6 months, it's out of there. Then I got room to put something else. But it's nature of the beast in RVs. There's very little cupboard space. There's very little storage. And especially if you're full time in it, you want to take everything with you, all your clothes, kitchen supplies, tools, everything. So, and even room for food, and the dog, whatever. So here's a little bit of what I carry with me. I can't tell you what to take. Yes, that's going to be up to you. But this is what I usually carry with me at all times, especially in the motorhome. And then I'll show you where I buy the stuff. Okay. Good little thing to have is make yourself up a little checklist, a little list of what you want to take, especially in the tools. You need chemicals for the holding tanks, reduce the smell, and that's a must. I carry about 20 foot of sewer hose with me, and that'll reach almost any RV park how they set you up to park, and also sewer dumps. Make sure you get the right kind of toilet paper. The RV, it's degradable. Otherwise, you'll be plugging up your tanks. Really good drinking water hose. Don't get those white ones. Get one of these blue ones like this. They'll last a long time. It's reinforced. All the different electrical connectors, 50 amp to 30 amp. Because every RV park's different. You might not always have the right connector, so you need these little adapters. There's 15 amp to 30. And it's just a good thing to have. That way you can always hook up. Little lubricants, WD-40, slide-out lubes, all that kind of thing. That's good to carry. And then caulking in case you scrape a tree. That's notorious in a campground. If you catch a low branch or something, you can really tear up your roof. So have something low with you to make a quick repair until you can get back home and fix it right. Believe it or not, eBay. What, Russ? Yeah, eBay. It outsurpasses Amazon, any of the other places. eBay, there's a lot of RV supply houses that list on eBay, and you'll get good deals. Really decent ones. When I was flipping RVs, this is the only place I would buy was eBay. Amazon's expensive. If you go to like a Camping World, any of these super RV parts houses, you're going to pay through the nose for your supplies. So once again, shop right. There's other online. You can go. There's some RV parts houses online that will. Let me find one here. That carry it, and you can like RV upgrades here, and they're reasonable. But shop the price. Always shop the price. Make sure you're looking for the best deal, and also you want the best product too, because some of the stuff's not the best. Anyway, but once again, try eBay for a lot of your general supplies, like the electrical, the connectors, cords, water hose, all that. And then like on all the liquids and stuff like that, like your toilet chemicals and whatnot, Walmart, most hardware stores, even Home Depots and that will have that, Lowe's. So, and they're all about the same price on that kind of stuff. Okay. Now, where do you put everything? That's the big one. If you go online on YouTube and start looking, there are thousands of videos of RV hacks, storage hacks. How to, look at this, utilize your shower, hang your clothes in there. That's a lot of wasted space in the shower. You can hang up your soap supplies, beauty aids, whatever. Look at this one. They created a whole closet out of a storage in the back of that trailer. Carry your bicycles and whatnot on racks on the back of the coach. I had one of these for years, a big old cargo carrier that fits on the hitch. So don't overload your RV. I mean, this is a big one, and it's really a personal choice what you're going to take with you. And you're going to figure it out over a little bit of time. It's nature of the beast. You're going to overload the RV at first, and then after a few months, you're going to say, hey, I don't need all this stuff. And it'll make sense. But once again, there's 1,000 videos online of different RV hacks. One might fit what you're trying to do. And also, it also depends on what type of RV travel you're doing. If you're just traveling, you need more clothes. If you're going to be out working, you need more tools. Just that kind of thing. So it's all personal. But I hope this helped you a little bit, and especially where you buy. Buy on eBay, you're going to save some bucks. And that's what's worked for me. Well, this has been a pretty good look of how I RV, how I map myself, the websites I use if I'm looking for a national park, campgrounds, uh, state parks, beaches, all of it. Where I really look the hardest anymore after all the years of my travel are the smaller campgrounds, the city RV park, the county campground, the county RV park. Smaller the better, in my opinion. Usually they don't charge much. They got hookups, no big swimming pool and all that like the big campgrounds. But it's small town USA, and that is just perfect for me in my style of traveling because I love the back roads and small towns. And if you watch my YouTube, you'll see it. I hope you enjoyed this course. Thanks for watching.